Yo, what's going on, you guys? Your boy Devon Toro, the Living Weirdo, and today, in this Help Me Devon tutorial, I am finally offering my personal recording and mixing template. So basically, it's available in the link in the description, and all I'm going to do in this video is basically walk you through the template so you can get an idea of what you are getting. Okay. So this is the Devon Toro recording template. And you can see on the left hand side, all of these tracks are color coded so that it's very easy to follow and to understand. I'm going to walk you through the entire thing. But first, I'll let you hear a vocal sound that the template is creating. Check this out.
I want you to take me serious, for real. I want you to see that I've grown up for real.
Okay, simple. That is a part of the template that you're going to get. You're going to be able to get that kind of sound from this template. It also works really well for rap vocals as well, depending on how you tweak it and stuff like that. So let's just walk you through the template so you can get an idea of what you're getting. Okay, so if you look on the left-hand side, everything is color-coded. You'll see that from the very top, it says master. Master is your master fader, so that controls all the signals simultaneously at once. This is where you would put your mix bus. This is basically your mix bus, if you understand that. Scroll on down, you'll see something that says click track. Now, the click track is if you are trying to get the tempo in your session. Obviously, I'll play that. So it's there. You don't have to create the click track. It's already built in right there in the template, so that if you're trying to get the tempo, you can have it right there. Next thing we have down here is reference mix. Basically, the reference mix is so that when you are mixing, and you know, you guys, I always stress this to you, I like for you guys to get a song that sonically matches yours so that you can mix. So I have a reference mix track that's there for you already set to go. Next is a 2-track. Pretty self-explanatory. You guys just bring in the beat or the instrumental that you're working on. Next, if you scroll down, you'll see lead, pre-chorus, chorus, ad-lib. Now, what this is I personally like to record, mix, and just pretty much work with separate tracks when it comes to a vocal. So I like to have my lead as far as the verse. Then whatever the pre-chorus is, I like to have that on a separate track. And whatever the chorus vox is, I like to have that on a separate track. Reason being is because chances are those three things are to be mixed different, or there's supposed to be volume changes. So my lead vox, for instance, you'll see is at -5 dB. My pre-chorus is at -4 dB. And my chorus is at -3 dB. This is great off the strength of now when you're recording, you'll automatically have that rise in the vocal where it feels like it's getting bigger and bigger as the song goes on, a part of the template. Next thing you'll see is an Ad-Lib track. This Ad-Lib track can be used for anything, just as far as ad-libs. It's a dope little Ad-Lib track that I have because I have it like kind of like the Travis Scott kind of stuff where it's like really reverbed out and it's just a big sound. Get familiar with that. Next is the same exact thing. So basically you see lead 2 where it starts with all the reds. Long story short, all that is a duplicate of the first one. It's just saying, hey, if you have a feature or some other artist on it, they have the same exact amount of tracks and stuff as you, just on different tracks for their own sake. So that's there. Next thing we'll slide on down to is our OD tracks, or our overdub tracks. So if you want to do stacks, this is also in the template. You'll see it OD center, OD1, OD2, OD3, OD4. You'll notice that they're all panned hard left, hard right, except for the center one. If you would like to have 2 hard right, 2 hard left, excuse me, I did that backwards, and 1 up the middle, you have that option. Or if you don't want the 1 up the middle, you don't have to use that. All of these OD tracks are bussed out to this OD bus. So it's all controlled by this one fader that you see right here, OD bus, and you could throw that up and down depending on how you want it. All right, next thing you'll see is a chorus ad-lib telephone effect track. That's if you want that effect. It's a telephone effect for your chorus, that if you want that kind of thing. Next thing you see is the same exact thing as the OD1, OD2, OD3, just a chorus version so that you can separate those stacks from the verse from the chorus. Same exact thing. All of these are bussed out to chorus OD bus. Pretty self-explanatory. Next thing you'll notice is the effects rack. Now, all this effects rack is it's not meant for audio to actually be on this channel. All it is, and I'll scroll right over here, is a rack where the ideology of it is I'm thinking like a real analog situation. So it's a bunch of effects that's all on one track, that if I say, hey, I want to try something on my vocal or that instrument, I literally go over to my effects track, which is all my favorite effects, and I just click and drag it over to this one or that one, etc. And that's all you'll see. So for instance, you'll see there's a lo-fi plugin, there's a chorus plugin, there's a reverb plugin, there's a delay plugin, there's something I have on here called isotope vinyl, which I love. And then there's an LFO tool. Like, there's just a bunch of effects. So basically take this track and put all your favorite effects there so you can just work faster as you're mixing and when you want to just try things. It's just an effects rack. No audio actually goes on it. It's just like a placeholder. Okay. Next thing is the big secret is my effects row. So basically, these are all the sends and auxes that I'm sending to. These are all the effects. So you'll see right here, I have my parallel compressor and my high-end compressor, which is my little trick, my little high-end trick. I'll show you the parallel compressor, for instance. So let's play this lead vocal right here.
I want you to take me serious, for real. I want you to see that I've grown up, for real. I want you to take me serious, for real. I want you to see that I've grown up, for real.
Yeah, so I have a parallel compressor built into this template so that you can mix it to taste. Now, I suggest you would do that after you finish recording, you're getting into your mixing, and you put this in. If you want to see the settings, guess what? If you download it, you have it. You see all the settings for the parallel compressor. All that's happening is I have an aux send that's sending out to the parallel compressor at full blast right here to this send, and it's feeding the parallel compressor with all of these bells and whistles that you see right up here. And I'll do an A/B so you can just see what it's doing. So I'll play it and then I'll mute it back and forth.
I want you to take me serious, for real. I want you to see that I've grown up, for real.
So you hear a bunch of body and stuff get added to this, and this is literally built into the actual template. Amazing. You're going to love this template when you get it. Also, what I have built in is a high-end trick that I have. I'll let you hear that. I'll blend it to taste, and then I'll let you get an idea of what it's doing. Listen.
I want you to take me serious, for real. I want you to see that I've grown up, for real.
So you hear that, it's a night and day. It's basically a trick where I'm getting so much more high end out of a vocal without damaging it or without it being jarring to your ears. Really dope technique. You're gonna love this template. Okay, next thing that I have here is a short verb. And that short verb is pretty self-explanatory. If you want to send out a short verb, it's there for you. If you want to send it out to a long verb, it's there for you. For instance, I'll let you get an idea of the long verb. So I'm going to exaggerate it. I already have it on, but I'm going to exaggerate it. So listen closely.
I want you to take me serious, for real. I want you to see that I've grown up, for real.
So basically, for yourselves, you can use any reverb that you like. Literally, this template is so endless in possibilities as far as being conducive to your workflow. All you have to do is replace it with your own. For instance, I'm using basically Pro Tools EQs for you guys so that if you don't have those stock plugins, or sorry, if you're only using stock plugins, you still have the power of this template. I worked really hard in this template so that you can get a competitive sound, just like kind of like my sound, without it being like these crazy plugins that you probably have to buy that are really expensive. Next thing I have over here, self-explanatory. I have a half note delay. Same exact thing. If you want to send it out to the half note delay, all you'll do is go right here to bus and press the half delay, and you got it. It'll go to the half delay, fourth delay, eighth note delay, and the doubler. The doubler effect is really ill. I'll show you what that effect does. Let's put it on. So basically, I go right over to my lead vocal track, hit bus, and I'd hit doubler, which you see right here. Boom. And then I just turn it up to taste. Listen close.
I want you to take me serious, for real. I want you to see that I've grown up for real.
So you can see that it adds a little bit more of a stereo feel, and it also softens that middle. Once again, just something that's in the template that you can use at any time whenever you like. So that's basically the template. Now, there's a few things that I have to explain to you with the template, or else you'll be extremely confused. You'll notice that all of my tracks are feeding a bus that says stereo master. Now, Pro Tools will automatically default to a track that says master. There will just be a master fader, and it'll just be the output to 1 and 2. I like to physically take all of my tracks and bust them out through a bus. Why am I busting it out through a bus that feeds this track that says master? This is an aux track. This is not the Pro Tools master fader, as you can see right here, that it has defaulted. This is literally something that I created, and I have all of my tracks busting out to the stereo master, which you see right here. Why am I doing this? Reason being is because when I reference mix, or when I bring tracks in from other sound sources, what happens is if you have that default master fader, then that means all the signals feed that master fader. I want the choice. And when I say what I want the choice is, if I bring in Drake's blue tint to reference my mix, I don't want that blue tint mix that Drake has to feed my stereo master fader off the strength of there's already bells and whistles and effects that I have on that stereo master fader to affect my song. I don't want it to affect Drake's song. I want to hear Drake's song raw. I want to hear the mix. I want to hear the master of Drake's song untouched, unscathed, so that I can compare it to mine. So this is why I do it this way. And it gives me so much more control. If you don't do this, which I'm sure you don't, I learned this from a mix engineer from school years ago, and I've never changed. This is literally why I do this. And if you're in this template, I just want you to know that and understand that so that you're not confused, okay? Okay, probably the last thing that I'll show you or tell you about in this template is something that is so important that a lot of people, I've always felt like was the one thing that a lot of mixing templates or recording templates are lacking. And that's telling you the input. And when I say telling you the input, I'm saying in the sense of I've optimized all of these tracks to take an input of sound level, of vocal level of -6 dB for the peaks. So if you're recording on whatever you're recording on, if you can get your peaks to be around -6 dB, this template will sound super solid for you, and you can maneuver around that. Because think about it, if you're recording this template and your input is coming in at -20 dB, of course this template probably won't even sound right for you. You'll be sitting there tweaking all day. But since I'm giving you an idea of, yo, give yourself -6 dB of peaks, this will give you the optimal sound as far as what I wanted it to sound like. That's it. You'll see right below, I have comments for each track letting you know what the inputs should be as far as the sound level that's coming in, and that's it. So if you guys have any questions, please email me. I'm really excited for you guys to get this on my website. It's super inexpensive. I mean, you're literally getting me mixing and recording you for nothing. You know what I mean? And this is something very powerful that I feel like you guys can take and create your own templates from and just get an idea. Now, for future tutorials, maybe you can even follow along with me to understand it. But if you have any questions, hit me at helpmedevon@gmail.com. Follow us on the Instagram at helpmedevon. And please comment below. Tell me if you love this idea, if you want me to give you more templates. And that's it.